Back up. I was told there's no back up. Got this all in my back up. But I won't be a back up. Back up. Living life in respect up. I might slip out and back up. But I won't be a victim. I'm in the 7, I'm gonna act up. I'ma need you to back up. I'ma need you to back up. Yep. I'ma need you to back up. Spilling the tea, you stirring the cup. I'ma need you to back up. I'ma need you to back up. Yep. I'm in the 7, I'm gonna act up. I'ma need you to back up. I'ma need you to back up. Yep. I'ma need you to back up. Spilling the tea, you stirring the cup. I'ma need you to back up. I'ma need you to back up. Yep. I'ma need you to back up.
Is you thinking I'm jumping the leak in the lead immediately? Show up this evening and wait till you sleeping. Kick to the open, I'm scanning for motion. I'm just trying to make all my pockets obese. Don't want, I just want the Lucci. So me and all of my poochies can eat. For his loose change, take his boo thing out the PF chains and take him K, get a steak or something. Something looking at me like I'm opaque or something. Don't I look like Drake or something? Something better tell mankind Undertaker coming.
Back up. I was told there's no back up. Got this all in my back up. But I won't be a back up. Back up. Living life in respect up. I might slip out and back up. But I won't be a victim.
I'm in the 7, I'm gonna act up. I'ma need you to back up. I'ma need you to back up. Yep. I'ma need you to back up. Spilling the tea, you stirring the cup. I'ma need you to back up. I'ma need you to back up. Yep. I'm in the 7, I'm gonna act up. I'ma need you to back up. I'ma need you to back up. Yep. I'ma need you to back up. Spilling the tea, you stirring the cup. I'ma need you to back up. I'ma need you to back up. Yep. I'ma need you to back up. Come from off the top, the flow is hot, I got you shot. Come from off the top, you know I be smarter than Spock. Come from off the top, the flow is hot, I got you shot. Come from off the top, come from off the top.
Can't keep up, you too slow. You just watch, I control. I take half, you not whole. Got your mind.
This is a scenario, I'm in your area, this is your definitely. Turn up your stereo, get this jumping like Mario, now you ain't with me. You terrible, I might embarrass you right here in front of your whole family. Hot in Nigeria, this is the year of the beer, leave it here on the chair so they know we was here. Staring in fear like a deer when the car coming near in the middle of the road, bit of beer. You don't wanna rock with the man, hands off of the grands, counting up bands while I talk to the fans. Knew I could jam, but the top wasn't playing, now everybody wanna be friends. How you? Said I'm just fine, in the right place, at the wrong time. Said I go crazy, out of my mind. And I think back when daddy wrote down that it might scrape and it might grind, but you work hard and it might shine. Let me slow down, switch the time and quit hiding. Back up.
Transition. It doesn't matter if we're 5-on-5 or 3-on-3, whether you're guarding the basketball or you're guarding off ball. All of you guys on the team defensively are on a string together. We got to remember to contain the basketball and help the helper. All right, so let's look back to the celebrity game. And here we see Chris displaying the one act that we don't like here at 2K TV, and that's my man didn't score.
There below is Barclays Center and the borough of Brooklyn, where there's never a dull moment. Hi and welcome everyone here on 2K Sports. Can't wait to get some NBA action going. Kevin Harlan here, and I'm joined by Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg with David Aldridge on our sideline. And now a chance to take a look at some numbers for him.
The most positive thing about his last 10 games, the work on defense. His mindset has become very aggressive. The steals are up, and he's becoming a big factor on the defensive end.
And with pregame routines coming to an end, we're just about ready for our tip-off. First, though, let's get a report from the sideline and say hello to David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin Durant said his days of trying to prove himself through basketball are done. He said, walking around with a chip on my shoulder is not my thing. I'm more relaxed and letting these days flow. I'm the best version of me. I don't need to prove who I am. I've been in it for too long. Kevin, this is a guy who is finally comfortable with himself.
All right, thanks, D.A. We don't see this very often, Clark, but tonight, two teams that really thrive in the half court.
Yeah, and you know, they can get up and down, and we'll see them do that some, but they much prefer, Kevin, simply to grind it out.
So here's Oklahoma City's starting group. Gallinari and Adams, the combo out front. Gilgeous-Alexander out there with Chris Paul. And it's Ferguson in at the 3, the small forward. And for the Nets, Spencer Dinwiddie out there with Garrett Temple. And there's Jared Allen. And it's Taurean Prince. And it's Harris in at the small forward position. Here's Temple. Prince, right side. Can't hit that one. Now Oklahoma City takes it the other way. Coming off that loss against Philadelphia.
Yeah, tough game on the road. The guys you're defending, obviously comfortable shooting in their own building. You've got to find a way to break their rhythm.
Yeah, and it's not easy to do. Much easier said than done, but they're capable of making it happen. It just comes down, I think, to will and desire.
And so it's the Thunder getting on the board first. 6 to shoot. Temple finds Dinwiddie. Count the basket.
Hey, props to Dinwiddie there. I mean, Spencer, the closer he gets to the rim, the more dangerous he is.
Here's Paul. He gets it in there.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Dinwiddie with the bucket.
Dinwiddie can hit defenders with floaters and a lot more. He's got a full arsenal and showing you that offensive creativity there.
Gilgeous-Alexander can't get it to go. The Nets have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. And the whistle blows as the basket counts and a 3-point play chance right here. One free throw coming up.
And the offense, I mean, 3 of 4, a solid start for this game.
And he might not be a household name just yet, but Joe Harris is one of the game's true dead-eye marksmen. You can make the case he's the most underrated shooter in the league.
One shot.
The free throw off from Harris. Maybe not the most famous beard in the league, but Joe Harris's beard last year.
Oh, what a dunk! Wow, we are going to remember that one for a while.
I know I will, Greg. That was special. That was really special.
A circus dunk for you right there, guys.
So it's Brooklyn now, following the score by Oklahoma City. Dinwiddie passes to Temple. Here's Allen. Gilgeous-Alexander covering. Now the pass to Dinwiddie. From 15 feet away, and that one hits back iron.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Gilgeous-Alexander, good.
And early on, they've been nearly perfect from the floor. Just the one miss here on their first 5 attempts.
Dinwiddie with it. Chris Paul covering. Dinwiddie dishes to Harris. Back to Dinwiddie. Terrific assist, a nice finish. Solid play all around. If you're just tuning in, we've played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. Here's Paul. And, yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim.
I think this is Paul at his best. Has one of the nastiest pull-up jumpers in the game.
Dinwiddie passes to Prince. Pass to Harris. Shot clock at 6. At the elbow, it's Allen. Here's Temple. Nice jump shot from the top of the key. And it's Paul with the ball for the Thunder. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. That one doesn't go. Prince with the defensive effort. The Nets have gone 5 of 7 today so far. Nice shooting to get this game underway. No one covering. Temple's got 5 points so far.
Yeah, you know what? Dinwiddie is very dependable at serving his teammates on the court. Seems like a natural leader.
Gilgeous-Alexander can't get it to go. Nets leading by 3. Dinwiddie wide open. A 3-pointer off the mark. First quarter of play and just over 3.5 minutes in. Ferguson, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
And the first few seasons in the NBA, not an easy time for Terrence Ferguson. young wings have their ups and downs, but the franchise still very much believes in his talent.
And he knocks down the first one. And with Ferguson, the fans can be hard on him. They're expecting more. But, Greg, it's going to take time for him.
You know, Ferguson has already made big strides with his defense. The shot and consistency will come, but the fans will have to be patient with him.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. The Nets with the lead. Here's Temple. 5 points in the game. Knocked loose to the inside. Here's Harris. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. They're getting their first look of the season at the Nets in this one.
And their series last year was a bit of a comparison between the two conferences. Both were in the middle of the pack.
Well, you said it. I mean, often it's the teams that are in the middle of the pack in their conference which more accurately show the conference's strength than a team at the top or the bottom. At least that's how I like to look at it.
Guys back and forth this first half.
And this could continue to go back and forth the entire way.
Good on the bucket.
Tell you what, that mid-range game from Chris Paul, he's really an assassin from there. You can see less and less of that shot in this day and age, but CP's got the green light to shoot it.
And he drops in the layup off the glass. Paul's got 8.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range. And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from 3. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
And there's the call. It's on Spencer Dinwiddie. That's his first foul. Here's Paul. He had an 18-point outing in the last game against Philadelphia. It's good.
You cannot underestimate Chris Paul's ability to finish through contact just because he's small. I mean, he's as tough as they come.
Inside. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
And a one-year player at Texas, Jared Allen came into the league as a bit of a project. He's got ample playing time to develop in Brooklyn.
And, Greg, safe to say Allen's defense is ahead of his offense?
Yeah, but his mobility and leaping ability serve him well as a finisher, providing that vertical spacing teams like to have inside.
Shooting 2.
The first one falls.
Boy, you know, you look at the raw athleticism of Allen, very enticing. I mean, he's a quick-footed, shot-blocking big guy. He's got a great future in this league, in my opinion.
He makes 1 of 2 that time.
You know, for a team like the Nets building without top picks, player development becomes critical. I mean, the Nets have made that a key focus for their franchise, and you can see the results paying dividends now.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backboard.
And the trend they'd love to continue right through the next 3 quarters as well, Greg.
Nets trail by 3. Mark, you were talking about the Nets player development. Guys like Spencer Dinwiddie and Joe Harris were signed as free agents.
Yeah, and you know, guys, a coaching staff dedicated to taking them to the next level in terms of improvement and player development, the investment they make in their top-notch training facility, all of that focus paying off for him. Tell you what, he has been feeling it, guys, and the best game plan right now, it's elementary. Just keep feeding him. Let him eat.
Dinwiddie outside. Back to Temple. Harris, right side. Some solid defense from Gallinari.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track. Punch, counter punch. Impressive offensive production early on.
Hey, guys, this is going to be fun now. I mean, we've got ourselves a shootout on tap here.
Brooklyn's gone 3 of 6, 50% from deep so far tonight. To the middle, Prince. A great 1-2 punch. Beautiful pass and nasty jam.
This guy is a high flyer. I mean, especially for a power forward, and he needs to be as an undersized player.
And first timer of the game called for Oklahoma City. And a 4-year player at Baylor, Taurean Prince, something of a surprise lottery pick back in 2016. But Greg, he's become a very valuable player.
You know, he's one of those two-way power wings that it seems every team wants. A dependable three-point marksman who holds his own defensively.
I'm in the 7, I'm gonna act up. I'ma need you to back up. I'ma need you to back up. I'ma need you to back up. Spilling the tea, stirring the cup. I'ma need you to back up. I'ma need you to back up. I'm in the 7, I'm gonna act up. I'ma need you to back up. I'ma need you to back up. I'ma need you to back up. Spilling the tea, stirring the cup. I'ma need you to back up. I'ma need you to back up. I'ma need you to back up. From off that cup.
Some changes for Brooklyn. DeAndre Jordan's checked in for Jared Allen. Chandler comes in for Taurean Prince. And Karis LeVert subbed in for Harris. Here's Schroeder. And he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. Good work there as it goes.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Yeah, sensational is a really good word for it, Greg. They're tearing it up on the glass.
Here's LeVert. That one falls coming off Dinwiddie's feet. Dinwiddie's got 5 assists tonight.
You know, these are exactly the shots, guys, the coaching staff wants LeVert to take because they know it gets him going.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
Here's Chandler. Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely. Chandler's got the game tied up here for the Nets. And so it's Schroeder with the ball. He'll bring it up for Oklahoma City. The 15-footer. Here's Adams. And misses it off the right side of the rim. Adams has gone 1 of 3 on the night. Some firepower from this offense tonight.
Yeah, they got a nice groove going right now offensively. Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
Oh, let's go home. That was just ridiculous.
I do not remember the last time I saw a dunk like that in a game.
And guys, it's going to be a long time before we see another one just like that.
Feeds to Temple. Plays it up and banks it in. Temple's got 10 points.
As hot as he's been this quarter, the game plan is simple, folks. Get him the ball and get out of the way.
They get it again. Here's Muscala, and he uses the glass on the layup.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
Dinwiddie attacking. That's another one for him. His 5th in just 7 shots.
And he's starting to show that killer instinct this quarter, looking to extend the lead.
Schroeder, and he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
How about battling through the impact there and then willing that basketball in?
Boy, it does your heart good to see that kind of determination in a player. Really excellent focus that time.
Prince is checked in for the Nets. That's good from Schroeder. You know, Greg, for the Thunder fans, hard to see their star power dwindle, but they got a lot in return.
Yeah, but the Thunder were capped out. They hadn't made it past the first round in 3 years. And in exchange for Paul George, they got one of the richest trade packages in league history.
Get up on Dinwiddie. Help out.
And Jordan sends it back.
Hey, get that weak stuff out of here. Take it home. Jordan is fantastic at rejecting those kinds of shots.
And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The hustle stats for the Nets.
Well, you have to admire their intensity in the paint defensively. I mean, really contesting and even blocking shots. Definitely a factor early.
And the other thing that's been equally as effective is the fact that they've gotten out on the fast break. A lot of points coming in transition.
Caris LeVert, one of my favorite young players in the league. He's hard to guard because he's got a quick release, and he's very confident in his ability.
That one good for 2. Schroeder's got 5.
With that now, only 2 of 7 to start the game. Not the start he was hoping for.
Nets leading by 3. Lobs it up for Jordan, and DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
Yeah, you got to respect the athletic reach of Jordan now. Throw it up, and he will bash in the alley-oop.
Here's Schroeder. The shot from the low post is good. Schroeder's got his 3rd basket of the night. Here's Temple. He's got 10. 1:51 left in the first quarter. LeVert kicks to Temple. Back to LeVert. Passes it to Prince. Thunder with the rebound. Adams has got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Shot good by Diallo.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
Diallo's gotten 2 of his 3 shots to go tonight. Here's Temple. He's guarded by Diallo. Pass to Chandler. Takes a 3. And again, Brooklyn with the triple.
A dependable passer. Chandler doesn't just look to score. I mean, he's also good at finding his open teammate.
Here's Diallo. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder. He's got 6.
You have to love the unselfishness on display there. Excellent passing.
The Nets with the lead. Here's Temple. It falls for the 6th time in 7 tries this contest. That's 86%.
Somebody came to play tonight. 6 out of his first 7.
It's Schroeder with the drive. Adams uses the glass to finish the layup.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
Here's Temple. He's got 15. Back to LeVert. From outside the arc. Offensive rebound. A second chance effort. And Jordan with the layup. Jordan's got his 2nd bucket of the night.
Yeah, Jordan is aggressive as a rebounder. He uses his massive body, athleticism, and long arms to wreak havoc on the glass.
That is not possible. What we just is that possible?
I think it is, Greg. Not probable, but like possible, like you said.
Kevin and Greg, I'm telling you, that is he's one of the few players in the NBA who can pull something like that off.
And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. It's the Nets now. Chandler, the pass to LeVert. He feeds it to Prince. Yep, that one goes. Prince has got 7 points in the game.
Boy, Caris LeVert has done a nice job elevating his playmaking ability, which helps him and his team.
And we'll be back with you shortly. Chris Ball talks about the matchups he faces at the point guard.
Toughest position in the NBA night in and night out is the point guard position. You know, every night you look at the board, the coach is pretty much going to say, their team goes as such and such goes. You know what I mean? So that's the toughest part, and that's probably the funnest part, too, because it's competition.
And CP3, one of the most competitive players in the game.
It's an obsession with him, and you can see how hard he gets after it every time he takes the court.
And it's been a pretty even game here after 1 quarter of play. And taking a look at the Nets' performance here, guys, what jumps out to you, stats-wise?
Coming in hot. They were sharp from the perimeter right out of the gate.
Well, the player and ball movement has been excellent. Finding space, operating in space, and when they've gotten open shots, they've knocked them down.
In a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. So for Brooklyn now, inside we got Prince and Jordan. Garrett Temple is out there with LeVert, and it's Chandler in at the 3 slot. We have seen so many great players in the history of this terrific game, but in your mind, who's the best to have never won an MVP?
Wow, you think about some of the names on that list recently, or not too long ago. Patrick Ewing, Scottie Pippen, same era. How about going back to John Havlicek, a former Buckeye and all-time great with the Celtics. Elgin Baylor, one of the first high-flying forwards that I recall, one of those really creative do-it-all type forwards. Jerry West and Dwayne Wade right in that mix too, man. Those are some lofty names that didn't get an MVP.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Kenny Atkinson, who's a native of Long Island, now has his dream job, coaching the Brooklyn Nets. He doesn't need praise or recognition. Instead, he's fueled by the fear of failure. He says, I always feel like I'm one banana peel away from never being in the NBA again. And Kevin, he's got his team playing with that same determination.
David, he sure does. Thank you very much. And DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
Hey, you know, Kevin, there's a reason why Jordan's a high-percentage shooter. Shooting percentage a function of the kind of shots you get. He opts mainly for dunks.
Yeah, these defenders just looked a bit overmatched, especially inside.
Nets leading by 4. Second quarter of play with around 2 minutes gone so far. And there's the defensive 3-second call. For Brooklyn, they have made 1 of 3 free throws in the game.
One shot.
Joe Harris was the league leader in three-point percentage last season. He's an absolute laser, and he's really coming to his own with hard work and finding the right fit.
And Brooklyn making a change here. Allen's checked in. And here in the second, 2 minutes gone by. A nice shot by Harris.
Yeah, impressive shot there by Harris. He's in the league to make the hard shots, not just the open ones.
Here's Paul, and Oklahoma City again with the bucket. And also a three-point shootout trophy for Joe Harris, besting Stephen Curry in his hometown of Charlotte.
Yeah, you know what? The fans beginning to learn what NBA defenses have known for a while. This guy, Joe Harris, is automatic from beyond the arc, making a name for himself as a solid defender, but a great three-point shooter.
Thunder trailing by 5. The drive by Paul, and 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
That's an example of Chris Paul reading the floor and being aggressive. The defense can't react quick enough, and he gets a trip to the line.
Well, it's a short list of point guards who are elite defenders, Clark, but Chris Paul is certainly on that list.
Well, you think about Chris Paul. In his younger days, Kevin, he was an absolute terror defensively. He could lock up any guard in the league. And even at his current age, as he's gotten older, he's still pretty stiff on the defensive end.
First free throw is good.
Well, you know, sometimes I think we just take for granted how outstanding a passer Chris Paul is nowadays. I mean, this guy's averaged just under 10 assists a game for his career. Really one of the best point guards to play the position.
Dinwiddie is checked in for LeVert. That one falls, so he hits both of them. And we are talking about Chris Paul and his assist totals. His career numbers, Clark, are among the elite.
Yeah, they are, and it's clear. He's been outstanding for a long time, but he admits that he doesn't think he'll catch the record of John Stockton. But if he can stay healthy for a few more seasons, there's a really good chance he could end up in the top 5 all-time in assists.
I'm not sure who was supposed to be on him that possession. I mean, apparently neither did the defenders.
About 3 minutes played so far in this second quarter. Brooklyn's gone 2 of 3 when they've stepped beyond the arc in the second quarter. Jordan dishes to Dinwiddie. Now Harris. He's got 8. Kicks it to Allen. Shot clock at 5. From deep three-point range. And again, it's the Nets missing. Oklahoma City trailing.
Oh,
what a finish! Guys, what a wild first half this has been.
Wow, back and forth start, that's for sure.
And here is Harris. His last outing, 16 points for him. And it's Jordan, that time on the assist from Harris. And that's now 10 points for Jordan.
You know, with Harris, if you're open, he's going to make sure he finds you.
Here's Burton. And it's out of bounds. The Thunder able to retain possession. Terrence Ferguson's checked in for Burton. Here's Paul. Count it. And he's now 8 of 9 from the floor.
And you see how complete a player Paul is. Capable of scoring from anywhere.
For Brooklyn, they've gone 6 of 8 from the field in the second quarter. Allen, that's good. And the Nets lead by 1.
Just focusing on the task at hand, that's all you can do.
Yeah, these teams trading punches right now. I mean, it's table tennis. Back and forth we go.
And out of bounds as the Thunder gain possession. Now let's take a look at the list of players who have been absolutely lighting it up. These are the NBA scoring leaders over the last 10 games. 5th best, Spencer Dinwiddie.
Quite a role he's been on. I mean, a pure scoring display. Eventually, teams might find an answer for him, but that's not been the case here lately.
Paul with the buckets.
Offensively, it's been a perfect quarter for him. He hasn't missed a single shot.
The Nets have gone 7 of 9 in their field goal attempts here in the second quarter. Pretty good offense. And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn. Clark, you were such a terrific athlete growing up, and it must be fun for you watching your kids and soon your grandkids go through their athletic journeys.
It really is one of the great blessings and treats of my life to see our kids grow and develop as people, but also to enjoy different sports. Our boys played basketball and soccer, and our daughter played volleyball, all played in college at some level. And so it is great. Anytime you see your kids find their lane, enjoy running in it, and do well in that lane, it's joy indescribable.
She said don't be stressing in the limelight. They get your mind right. Hey, praise up for the most part. Ain't no killing on the sofa. Head gone, head so far. In the clouds any minute now. I should get it now, already told ya. I've been tired of the useless. I've been tired of the using. I ain't even put it loosely. No, don't move me. Thinking it's a movie. I just wanna make a move, see. It gets like that when it just is.
We've got a quick moment now to take a look at the long-term rebounding numbers over several seasons for Allen.
On the boards, he's been a much bigger presence these last few years than he had been prior. And he can be counted on now to make an impact with his rebounding. And that's a product of all the work he's put in down low.
Short. He can't get that one to fall. And Oklahoma City will go with it the other way. Following this one, they get to host the Rockets. That game marks the first half of a quick 2-game homestand.
Now that's some hang time. What a pretty double clutch move.
Agreed, Greg. You can afford to get fancy on your way up when you've got that kind of space.
And space is what he had, fellas. Soft defense there.
Off his leg, and it's being called a kickball. The shot by Chandler, wide open. Oh, good on the triple. The Thunder leading by 3. That's his 4th basket of the game, and he's only taken 4 shots. Off to a good start.
And the instincts from the veteran point guard, Chris Paul, has tremendous feel for the game and for how to get his teammates the ball when they're open.
And his hot hand continues. 10 of 11 from the floor and looking for more.
And he's had an excellent performance overall from the field.
Now here is Harris. 8 points for him. The pass to Dinwiddie. Knocked away to stop the run, and he lays it up and in. Dinwiddie's got 12 in the game.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low. And they are attacking the rim and getting great results.
And how? I mean, they're taking this defense to task, taking them to school. Every one of their last 10 points have come in the paint.
Here's Dinwiddie following the basket by Chris Paul. It's good, and the Thunder lead is cut down to just 4 points with a bucket from Chandler.
I think Chandler does a nice job of spotting up and yes, sir. Come on, bring it.
And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game.
Well, there's a swagger out there. You can see it on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either.
Boy, and I used to love going up and jamming it down like that, guys.
Gallinari with the steal. Up the floor. And Paul gets it to go in. Paul's got the lead up to 8 now for the Thunder. And it's Dinwiddie with the ball. Bringing it up now for the Brooklyn Nets. Last game matched up with the Magic. A tough loss there.
I tell you, they were drawing a lot of iron from the perimeter. Couldn't get the threes to go down, and really the story of the game.
And, you know, that's a big part of how they attack and win, getting it going from the three-point line. But at the end of the day, it didn't happen.
Steven Adams, he's checked in for Oklahoma City. Diallo comes in for Paul. Time called here. The Thunder decide to talk it over.
Boy, I covered Jared Allen in college, and you look at the physical profile he's got. 7.5-foot wingspan, big hands, explosive, really good athlete. He's got all the tools and an upside without limits.
Chance to check out stats for Danilo Gallinari. He's been in good form here the last few weeks, putting up about 18 points per, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists. The contributions he's been making on the floor have been a boon for this team. Great stretch of games for him.
Yeah, you know, they've given him more responsibility, and he's responded. And the way he's going, I think his role is only going to increase.
Back to Dinwiddie. Jordan trying to free himself up. Dinwiddie's shot is off.
I wonder what the score would be if they weren't controlling the backboard.
And, Greg, it's clearly been their edge, and in a close game like this, you look for every edge you can find.
Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying to get back into a game like this.
Ouch, Greg, that is definitely an emphasis jam. A big apostrophe or exclamation point, maybe even a question mark.
And guys, I know there are a lot of questions right now defensively for this team. There's no doubt about that.
Chandler's shot, good.
Defensively, they just look out of sync, not closing out on the threes in time.
Well, I think they're getting caught in that in-between zone, no man's land, giving up 3 straight from beyond the arc right now.
Just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
Nets trail by 6. Dinwiddie outside. Now the feed to Allen. That one falls coming off Dinwiddie's feet. Allen's got his second basket of the night.
Boy, demonstrating his confidence there, guys. Allen, even when guarded closely, very comfortable taking this shot.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
In the corner, it's Dinwiddie. Down low, Jordan kicks to Allen. Here's Dinwiddie. And it's off from three-point range. And that one is stuffed right through.
Kevin, he is tough to stop when he gets to the rim.
Yeah, Greg, he can get up a few notches higher.
Well, and that's exactly how the game is played in the paint inside, guys. I mean, if you can play over the top, I think you've got a big advantage.
And stolen by Diallo. Over Chandler. And Oklahoma City again with the bucket.
And the jump shot has been a dimension of this game where they've had a clear advantage.
Greg, they keep pulling up and watching them go down. It's a really nice thing to see.
Now here is Harris. 8 points for him. In the hoop for his 4th field goal. 4 for 7 shooting and looking for more.
He has gotten into a great rhythm here in this quarter, playing with just bundles of confidence.
Nets trail by 8. Pass to Dinwiddie. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Adams has got 14 rebounds for him tonight. Wow. Shot good by Diallo.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
I'd agree with you, and I don't think they expected this one to be a game where they would get battered inside like they had.
Now here's Dinwiddie. He's coming off a 16-point game against the Magic in Orlando. Harris, no good. The Thunder leading by 10. Shot good by Diallo. Diallo's got 8 points here in this quarter.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
1:31 left to play here in the half. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
And Harris wide open. He shoots off target from three-point range.
And a great track record in the draft for the Nets. Karis LeVert selected with the 20th pick and Jared Allen taken at 22.
And you might want to throw in, guys, too, Rodions Kurucs, the 40th pick in 2018, had a big impact, even participated in the Rising Stars Challenge. And, you know, sometimes you've got to make your own breaks, make your own good fortune, and that's exactly what the Nets have done.
Well-rounded effort, and they show no signs of letting up.
Almost no holes in their performance tonight. They've been tremendous.
Now here's Dinwiddie. 15 points in the game. 46 seconds left to play in the first half. For 3, Harris. That one falls, coming off Dinwiddie's feet. Harris has got 13.
And getting going here in the second quarter, his second three-pointer of the game.
Got that one up quick. And the Thunder lead by 15.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
To the paint. He's off on that one. Some solid defense from Gallinari. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. And the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him.
Yeah, taking it right into the teeth of the defense. And it's a defense that's starting to look frustrated.
Well, they should be. I mean, it has not been a good performance for them at that end of the floor.
The Thunder have been good at the line so far, 5 of 5.
And really, the form at the line all season has been terrific, 79% as a team.
And they've increased their percentage quite a bit since last season, guys.
And Adams, no good on that one. And so it's Dinwiddie who brings up the ball for the Brooklyn Nets. 17-point game. Prince kicks to Dinwiddie. It's stolen by Adams. A solo fast break. The finish. Oh, my goodness!
Oh, yeah.
What a play!
And guys, that's not as easy as he made it look. You've got to have some skills to pull that off.
Well, he's got plenty of those, that's for sure.
Yes, indeed. Let's just call him ladder climber.
Okay. And so it's the Oklahoma City Thunder with a 19-point advantage heading into the next quarter. From the field, they have been outstanding, amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Kevin, thanks. Billy, balanced scoring for your team. How pleased are you with the way they're keeping everybody involved offensively?
Well, those guys, I think, have done a really good job of moving the ball and sharing the ball, and they're finding open men and they're willing passers, and I think because of that, they've been efficient offensively.
Open shots tend to be made. Thanks, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, basketball fans. What a pleasure it is to bring you into the 2K studios again. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. Chris Paul had a huge first quarter. He ended up with 26 points and 1 steal. Kenny, let's get your take on Oklahoma City.
Boy, it was rough down there in the paint, and they were just dominant, taking it to the rack. But that's what you have to be willing to do. Take the action to the heart of the competition without any fear. That's why this is already a blowout.
And over to the big fella, your thoughts on the Nets.
Well, they got to do a better job on the glass. Ernie, they got outworked. They were weak physically. That's part of how they fell behind in this game. I think if they can control those things, they'll be okay, Ernie.
And that wraps up the halftime show. Third quarter set to begin in just a few.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. It's been a clinic by Chris Paul.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look he wanted.
Well, you know what, guys? It was all about efficient offense, not rushing things, taking your time, finding the best shot on every possession.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. And so here is Oklahoma City. 19-point lead, which is the largest margin in the game. Taking a look at the Thunder. Gallinari and Adams, the combo out front. Gilgeous-Alexander out there with Chris Paul. And it's Ferguson in at the 3 spot.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Yeah, rebounding has been a big key in this one, Greg. They've asserted their will and have taken control on the glass.
The Thunder leading by 21. And it's Paul penetrating, and he banks in the layup. Paul's got 28.
Excellent burst that time from Paul to convert on the drive. He moves so well with the rock in his hand, always under control.
Now here is Harris. Here's Prince. Allen trying to break free. Prince misses. Here's Ferguson. And he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down. Ferguson's got 14.
They're doing work here in the second half, 3 or 4 to start.
And for Brooklyn, their shooting has been just outrageous, 64% from the field to this point.
You know, using his size advantage there to rip down that board in traffic.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Again, the Thunder score.
Everything working for them out of the half as they've hit 4 of their first 5 shots.
It's been several possessions since they've converted.
And they've got to find a way to change that. And you look at the way Steven Adams has developed his offense the last few years. It's been a huge boost for this team. He has always been a great defender, but now he is an important cog on this team in terms of scoring.
Well, he's demanding the ball. He wants it, and he's coming through. I mean, you can see why his teammates trust him down the stretch, guys.
Now a timeout called by Brooklyn. And with Adams in his offense, you forget how young he is.
And big men, sometimes they just take a little longer to find their path in the NBA. And Adams has certainly found his. I remember him being in mostly to screen and rebound when he was a rookie, but look how far his game has come.
check out the Western Conference standings right now that we're here in the new year. Taking a look at Oklahoma City, they're 7th right now. Not a bad spot, but certainly they'd like to string together a run of wins.
And when I look at Oklahoma City, they're one of those teams that hasn't quite figured it out this year. A lot of talent, a lot of heart, but nothing to put them up on that next level.
You know, it's really hard to figure out exactly what's been missing, but there is something missing. It perhaps could be the system they're playing in.
Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
You know, the defense, Greg, has really been kept off balance because of the outstanding passes. 4 straight field goals have been made off an assist.
One shot.
That's good from Gilgeous-Alexander. Clark, there are a lot of great playmakers in this NBA that sometimes we don't talk about or under the radar.
Yeah, there are. Again, there's so many outstanding players in a league of 30 teams. But, you know, Drew Holiday has been outstanding as a big playmaking guard, as good scoring the ball as he is playmaking. Draymond Green, not a guard, but makes decisions and passes the ball like a high-level guard and is extremely valuable in that Warriors attack. Those two guys are a little bit undervalued for their ability to make their teammates better.
Good point. On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, tampering is a touchy subject, but it's a word we're hearing more often. Teams want to retain their star players, but they know that there's always talk during a season. Now, teams can only express interest in a player when he hits free agency, but players can talk amongst each other freely all season. Star players like LeBron James are tied into their front offices. Some people wonder if there's much of a difference between what the player says and what his team is thinking. Kevin?
Good point, David. Thank you.
Just a positive force right now for these guys, and though his team has fallen a bit short, it's not because of him.
Passes it to Dinwiddie. Oh, and there's the one-handed jam.
Skilled at creating off the drive. Dinwiddie's confidence and focus when he's penetrating, superb.
Paul for 3. It's good from long range. Paul's got 33.
And he is really in a zone right now, playing and scoring with confidence.
Allen up top. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Here's Dinwiddie, and the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
Dinwiddie showing you some of that strength, excelling at taking the hit and working his way through it.
And at 6'6", Spencer Dinwiddie's tall for a point guard, but Clark, despite his size, very slippery off the dribble.
Yeah, he's ill-like when you talk about him off the dribble, guys. I mean, excellent change of pace, and he's got a quick first step. And once he gets in the lane, his size helps him be a good finisher.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City.
Every timeout, a chance to review the lineups, matchups, or call a play.
And I agree. I think there's going to be a new wrinkle in their game plan when they come out of this timeout.
Got a moment now to see the real stats, real scores from the real NBA. These are the top shooters in the league. Jared Allen, 4th.
and just so reliable offensively. It's one thing to find good looks, but you've got to finish when you get them, and he does at a fantastic rate.
And the 6'6" point guard, Spencer Dinwiddie, second-round pick of the Detroit Pistons in 2014. You know, Greg, they might have wished they held on to him.
One of the most improved players in our league. Last season, he signed that 4-year, $48 million extension from the Nets, rewarding his growth.
Here's Dinwiddie, following the basket by Chris Paul. Pass to Dinwiddie. There's the three. Gallinari with the rebound. Gallinari's got rebound number 10 tonight with that last one.
After hitting 1 3 in the first half, he's been unable to dial in from deep since then.
And really the story of this second half, one team getting the shots they want, the other not so much.
And that's why you have such a huge gap in the shooting numbers between the teams.
Out to the right wing. Here's Temple. And the Nets miss again. And so it's Gallinari with it. He'll bring it up for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Ferguson, and he goes in for the dunk.
Wow, what a pass there. He made that a very easy basket with that setup.
Brooklyn's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Dinwiddie against Paul. On the wing, Harris sinks that one from the post. Harris has got 15.
It all started with the pass. That's what coaches love to see, ball movement.
Here's Paul. Again, Oklahoma City.
And they've worked the ball around so well tonight for those quality looks from mid-range.
Well, it's interesting. The defense continues to back off, expecting them to attack the rack, but they just continue to pull up and knock down those mid-range jumpers.
Dinwiddie with the bucket. Dinwiddie's got 23 points.
A good look there, and he didn't waste it, his second 3 of the game.
Here's Paul. The rebound by Prince. The Nets have gone 6 of 14 since halftime. A little cold from the field. And Temple kicks to Dinwiddie. Got a piece of it. Prince, the pass to Allen. And the basket is good. 7 points in the game.
Boy, good touch inside. I mean, Allen does have a nice-looking shot, but he's really at home near the hoop.
Here's Diallo. Rebound, Brooklyn.
You can't look at the result of that shot. They'll take that whenever they get it.
Well, you know, I hear you. That's a good look, but when you're that wide open, I think you got to knock it down.
All right, he's got to quit while he's ahead. He got away with it there, but the crossover usually gets him into a bit of trouble.
Time called here. The Thunder decide to talk it over.
You're trying to stem the tide here.
Yeah, you know, they had to do something, anything to stop this run. You can't just let it go on any longer.
Handle life all black like a Batman. Dribble too much, who is that, man? Put your name and your niggas on a hashtag. This too easy, it's like shooting on a trash can. Watch you do nothing anywhere, I swear I have no passion card. Bitch, you with that lie, I drop you till like $100. Always hit the target, bro, this wrist got infrared. Ain't a bully, book them doctors, please come wrap his leg. This breakfast in bed, every day like what? Jesus on me tough, let this thing go soon I see daylight. Bottom, jab, got him. Handle life all black like a Batman. Dribble too much, who is that, man? Put your name and your ankles on a
DeAndre Jordan's checked in for Brooklyn. Harris LeVert comes in for Harris.
And a quick look here at some of the numbers for Dinwiddie. Really been a key contributor over the past month. 5th in scoring. And his playmaking ability, unquestioned, one of the top 15 assist men in our league.
And as you said, one of the NBA's most potent scorers. Always up to the challenge. His top 5 ranking has him right there with the elite. Here's Dinwiddie, following the score by Oklahoma City. Lays it up off the glass. Dinwiddie's got 10 points here in the second half.
And really the scoring this quarter has been just off the charts, doing all he can to bring them back. And every once in a while, he'll show up and give you some great moves around the hoop.
LeVert, and another assist for him.
That makes 15 assists.
He's been one step ahead of the defense all game long. Schroeder with the ball. He's picked up by Jordan.
I think he'll think twice about attempting that shot next time. The defense was right on top of him there.
LeVert kicks to Dinwiddie. He dishes it to Prince. Left side, Jordan. There's the pass to LeVert. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Jordan. LeVert's got 12 points in the game.
The ball distribution was there. I mean, outstanding work all the way around.
Here's Schroeder. Makes that one fall. It's his 8th bucket in 15 shot attempts. And so it's Brooklyn with it.
Nice adjustment there, going to the full court press, trying to ratchet up the pressure here a little bit.
LeVert with it. 12 points for him. Nailed from three-point land. And that's now 28 points for Spencer Dinwiddie. Here's Schroeder. Doesn't go that time. The Nets go the other way with it. They'll be playing host to Miami for the next game. And that's game 2 of this string of 4 games played at home. Dinwiddie finds Jordan. Back to Dinwiddie. Nice pass, nice catch, and a resounding dunk.
You know, sometimes you forget about Dinwiddie's versatility. I mean, when he's feeling good, he's capable of scoring from any place.
It's Schroeder with the drive. Solid shot from the distance of about 14 feet. Schroeder's got 19 points.
And even with the big lead, he remains focused on the task at hand.
Yeah, and you know, that is some shaky and shoddy defensive work. They got to tighten it up.
He gets that one. 32 points for Spencer Dinwiddie.
And he's clearly led the way offensively. The question is, can they ride him and get back into it?
And it's Schroeder missing.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
And you know what, guys? That will pump him up because he takes a ton of pride in what he does on defense.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
Here's Dinwiddie. 32 points in the game. And to the ball out of bounds. Dinwiddie touched it last.
Not sure what he was thinking about with that pass. Just sailed it right out of bounds.
And the Nets making a change here. Chandler's checked in. The Thunder leading by 18. The drive by Schroeder. That shot off the mark. Good D by Jordan. Brooklyn's gone 4 of 6 from three-point land since the start of the second half. Oklahoma City's gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third. Here's Schroeder. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a three-point play chance for him.
How about that one? Able to maintain control and finish the play.
Yeah, we call that playing through the whistle. You know, he didn't give up on it when he heard the whistle. He kept his focus, his concentration, and he found a way to get the shot up and down.
And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for the Thunder.
They've been penetrating with a certain amount of ease, guys, just as much in this half as the first.
It's been a hot shooting night for them, too. I mean, they've hit a lot of those mid-range jump shots.
Brooklyn with the ball. Now LeVert. 12 points for him.
And, you know, guys, we've talked about Dinwiddie's height before. Well, he does a good job using that height with these strong finishes.
The drive by Schroeder. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a three-point play.
Challenging the bigger defender, cutting him down to size with that one.
Well, the size mismatch is no problem for this fella, guys. I mean, how much do you like seeing that aggressiveness from him?
This will be his third free throw shot of the game.
And the free throw line was a problem spot for him in their last game. Really struggled up there.
Yeah, you know, he had a lot of misses for him.
One shot.
And it looked to me as though he just never was comfortable from the foul line. You know, even in games where he hasn't been at his best this season, I mean, he still managed to get it done at the charity stripe when he gets his opportunities.
There's 1:54 left in the third quarter. And it's Jordan atop the key. Here's Dinwiddie. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Jordan. Jordan's got his 4th assist in this one. Here's Schroeder. Lays it up and banks it in. Schroeder's got 16 here in the second half. Brooklyn with the ball. Here's LeVert. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. And you look at Karis LeVert, Clark out of Michigan, 6'7", and a tremendous athlete.
Kevin, he's one of my favorite players over the last handful of years coming out of college. He had some injury issues his last 2 seasons at Michigan, but he's an excellent two-way player. Outstanding energy and aggressiveness, and makes all kinds of plays at both ends of the floor and plays the game the right way.
And the free throw drops for LeVert. Tremendous versatility for Karis LeVert, offensively, Clark, and defensively. He can play multiple positions.
Boy, I like that about him too, Kevin. 6'7", he's a gifted scorer, can make plays when the ball is in his hands. The Nets have a number of ball handlers, and that's what Coach Kenny Atkinson believes in. Let's get a lot of guys that can make plays and do it for each other and together, and we've got something good.
Both shots good from the stripe.
And LeVert, the Ohio native, has a ton of potential, folks. A tall, lanky shooting guard with really good playmaking ability.
It's good. 31 points for Dennis Schroeder.
Really like that work there in the paint. He has really established a low post presence.
And 1:01 left in the third quarter of the game. Now here's LeVert. Gilgeous Alexander covering. 5 to shoot. Here's Jordan. And again, no good by Brooklyn. The Thunder leading by 22. A baseline J, and there's another one for the Thunder.
And he should thank the team for those 2 points. Nobody paid much attention to him on that play.
Brooklyn's got more than a 50% success rate on their three-pointers since halftime. They're 4 of 7. Pass to Prince. Here now is Dinwiddie. He's got 36. LeVert with a wide-open look. Drills the three-pointer. LeVert's got 10 points in just the second half.
It's been this way since halftime. Tremendous production from beyond the arc.
Boy, it's been a three-point barrage. They came out gunning and have not stopped.
A stupendous finish in traffic. LeVert's got 12 now in this quarter.
Boy, he's getting smarter at reading these situations, guys. LeVert's basketball IQ and pick and rolls ascending.
A big-time effort for Chris Paul, providing a lot of energy for Oklahoma City. With the points he racked up that quarter, he has broken his season-high scoring mark already. And we'll be right back after this. Now let's hear what head coach Billy Donovan was reviewing with his team in the huddle.
Guys, good job hitting ahead. That means we're running, which is good, okay? We've got to pay attention right now, okay, and what we're doing coming out of timeouts.
Pushing the action, fast-paced. Billy Donovan wants to keep them rolling it out.
Yeah, I mean, they're doing a good job in transition. They just need to stay focused and be efficient.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. Dinwiddie runs the point with LeVert flanking him. Inside, we got Prince and Jordan. And it's Chandler in at the 3. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. And Dennis Schroeder gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. Joe Harris is checked in for the Nets. lobs it up for Jordan, and the dunk by Jordan.
And how about the communication between teammates on that alley-oop?
And that's what you need to pull that thing off.
Boy, both ends of that play, guys, were fantastic.
Let's see what the Brooklyn Nets have coming up. On Friday, they'll face off against Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat. Then on Sunday, it'll be the Atlanta Hawks coming into town.
And if I'm this team, I'm looking at this as a barometer to see how we stack up against some of the top teams in the league. They'll have to be at their best. But if they come out of this with some success, I think it'll build momentum for the rest of the run.
That's good from Schroeder.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
100% since halftime? Come on now. I'm not sure this lead's going away anytime soon with that kind of marksmanship.
Gallinari, he's checked in for Muscala. Schroeder hits them both. Clark, there are a lot of factors a free agent puts into selecting the new team that he goes to. Talk about the factors that aren't basketball for these free agents.
Well, I think you could see some of them if you gave it some thought, Kevin. You think about it, market size, nightlife for some guys is important. Business opportunities when you think about places like Silicon Valley or New York or Los Angeles. Season of life for the individual player in terms of his family and where he might want to reside after he's done playing. So there are a number of different things that contribute to free agents making moves from one team to the next.
Now, did you have a family, Clark, when you played your last couple years in the NBA?
We were without children, but it was Rosie and I. We've been married 4 years, and then our family started right after I retired.
I tell you what a good thing that he showed up today, because without him, this thing would already be over.
And they pick up 2.
The defense has just been unable to slow him down. Wow, what a game.
And so it's Dinwiddie who brings up the ball for the Brooklyn Nets. Just about 1.5 minutes gone by here in the fourth. Knocks down the 3 ball.
And when he gets it going, this is what can happen. They need to think about the double team now.
And there's the call on Chandler. That's his 3rd foul of the game. Jared Allen's checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Ferguson's checked in for the Thunder. Paul comes in for Dennis Schroeder. Puts it up off the inbound, and it's sent back by Allen.
Boy, that expansive reach of Allen. I mean, so good at positioning himself and using his length and timing to stifle shooters.
It's stolen by Allen. 3 on 3. Another possession, another assist. Dishing it all over the place in this one.
He's tallying them up in bunches.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Good on the baseline, Jay. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 9 points here in the second half. Nets trail by 19. Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. Back to LeVert. Lets it go with a 3. Drains it from beyond the arc. LeVert's got 22.
Yeah, they're relying on their three-point shooting and getting pretty good results.
Paul's shot is off. Brooklyn's gone 3 of 4 from downtown here in the fourth. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. That one on Gallinari.
Well, you know, LeVert is pretty well put together at 6'7", which allows him to bang inside effectively.
Karis LeVert at the line for 2.
First one falls for him.
And even though they're down, they are putting on a show at the free throw line.
Yeah, they're making the most of their opportunities at the stripe, and they'll need to keep it up to take the lead.
and he can't hit the second.
He's done a much better job of getting to the line here, aggressively taking it inside and not shying away from contact. I thought he was settling a bit in the first.
Here's Adams, and it's sent back by Allen. And there's the foul. That's on Steven Adams. That's his first foul. Nets trail by 15. Paul with the steal.
Great reflexes to get a hand on that pass and go the other way with it.
And that's turnover number 2 on the game, doing a nice job in terms of ball control.
Holding on to the ball and holding on to this lead.
Paul against Dinwiddie. And another assist. And that's his 20th assist. Wow.
Just doing a great job at orchestrating the offense.
The Thunder leading by 13. Here's Paul. Bucket is good. Paul's got 39.
And we know Paul's not the biggest guy in the league, far from it, but that does not stop him from finding ways to score inside.
Here's Dinwiddie. And again, Brooklyn with the triple.
Great quarter for him at the offensive end, trying to will his team back in the game.
Gallinari wide open. Again, the Thunder score.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
If it's working, keep working it. That's what I say. Keep the pressure on him.
Now, here's Dinwiddie. Trying to find Chandler. He's got it now. Basket counts.
Defensively, you just can't afford to give these easy looks up. Just asking to get burned if you do.
Thunder have gotten into a pretty good groove, going 6 of 10 here in the final quarter. Here's Paul. Chandler with the defensive effort. Nets trail by 12. Here's LeVert. Misses off the right iron.
No excuses, none. I mean, with the defense non-existent, he has to connect from there.
Here's Ferguson. The rebound by the Nets. Now here's LeVert. And here's Harris from the arc. They grab their own miss. Chandler. That one is good again. He's 6 for 8 from the floor with the basket.
A solid offensive rebounder. Love how Chandler uses that length of his and his leaping ability to keep plays alive. Very active on the offensive end.
And again, no good by Oklahoma City. Brooklyn's gone 4-6 from beyond the arc in the fourth quarter so far. And again, another assist.
Another possession, another assist.
You know, Greg, he's sharing the ball well, hitting his guys in their spots. That one drops for him. 41 points for Chris Paul.
Now that's a great move to get to the hoop. Awesome finger roll finish.
And so it's Dinwiddie with it. He'll bring it up for the Nets, trailing by 10. Three-pointer. No good that time. For Oklahoma City, they've gone through the fourth quarter shooting 50%, 7 of 14.
That's a surprise. Really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it.
An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg, I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
Garrett Temple has checked in for the Nets. The Thunder also changing it up. Diallo comes in for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and Burton subbed in for Paul. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, during that last break, I heard Billy Donovan talking to his team. He loves the aggressiveness on D. He said, we're doing a great job of challenging everything they're trying to do. Stay active, talk to each other, don't let up. Kevin?
Thanks, David. Now, here's Dinwiddie. From downtown, the rebound by Patton. Here's Burton. Makes it off the glass. And now a 12-point Thunder lead.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
You know, he should be getting extra attention from the defense, not less.
Pretty early to be over the limit. That foul situation is something we want to keep an eye on.
At the line for your Nets, Spencer Dinwiddie. At the line for 2.
That one is off.
You know, before becoming the 38th pick in the 2014 NBA draft, Dinwiddie played 3 really good years of collegiate basketball at Colorado.
And the Nets making a change here. Prince is checked in. Good on the second free throw. The Thunder leading by 11. Here's Pat. Good. Nice job down low. Harris with it. Allen up top. Adams defending. Down low. Prince. And it is flushed down with a nice jam.
Yeah, the easy hoop assisted by Allen that time. He's developed a nice passing game.
Here's Burton. And he says, right back at you with a big dunk of his own.
Oh, he just punches that one down with a fury.
And he rubs it in a little deeper with the hanging finish.
Guys, they're not backing off at all, are they?
Nets trail by 13. Out of bounds. Oklahoma City takes possession.
Boy, that's a moment he'd like to archive. Embarrassing lapse of judgment there.
Oklahoma City shooting a scorching 68% in the game. 16 feet away. Oklahoma City the rebound. Here's Diallo, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. Do you think it helps the pace of the game with the NBA recently modifying the shot clock rule that after an offensive rebound, it doesn't go back to 24, it goes now to the new number, 14 seconds.
Well, I really like the rule because you don't have to bring the ball over the half-court line, which is 8 seconds, so it makes sense, and it does speed up the game, in my opinion.
That free throw, no good.
Wow, what, did he have something in his eye on that shot?
Maybe. And the second free throw, good. And it's Dinwiddie with the ball, bringing it up now for the Nets. In the corner, it's Temple. Fires the 3. No good that time. So the Thunder will take it the other way. Oklahoma City moving it around. They get it back, and Adams kicks to Diallo. Shoots over Dinwiddie. They shoot again, and denied. He sends it right off the glass. Harris outside. And the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball.
That's a jump ball.
And so here is Oklahoma City. The Thunder leading by 14. Here's Diallo. Drains the three-pointer. Diallo's got 4 this quarter.
He's just stretching him out. The defense has got to do a better job of staying attached to him.
Yeah, especially with the score being what it is. I mean, you got to tighten it up on D.
Here's Temple. That one falls coming off Dinwiddie's feet. Temple's got 10 points here in the second half.
Once again, he's able to knock down the long-range jumper. He's on automatic. Just a brilliant game.
Shooting for Oklahoma
2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
He's off on the first. The Nets making a switch here. Jordan's checked in, and the Thunder making a switch here. And he's good on the second. Now, Dinwiddie. A dominant performance nearing 50 points.
Just one of those career nights.
The putback, and there's Jordan putting it right back in.
Oh, smooth. Guys, very good job getting himself in close enough that he could just tip it back in.
Well said. Those kind of plays in the offensive glass can tell the story sometimes, can't they?
Yes, they can, Kevin. They can't allow him to beat them to too many more of those.
Ferguson's checked in for the Thunder. It's stolen by Schroeder. Looking for Adams. He gets it there. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder. Schroeder's got his 3rd assist on the night. Nets trail by 15. Passes it to Jordan. And the dunk by Jordan.
Hey, Spencer Dinwiddie is a really good passer at the point guard position, and he knows that's critical to developing chemistry with his teammates.
Goes back up. The shot is good off the backboard. Adams has got 4 points this quarter.
How frustrating for the defense. You get the stop, but then fail to block out.
Well, you know, that's the way it's going to be for them today, fellas. Can't sustain any momentum.
Here's Temple. Here's Prince. Some solid defense from Gallinari. Here's Schroeder. Again, the Thunder score.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
Net shooting 65%, an outstanding offensive display from them. Pass to Harris. There's the dish to Prince. Back to Harris. Clock at 6. Dinwiddie outside. Gallinari with the rebound. Gallinari's lets it go from deep. Brooklyn with the rebound. Jordan's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. Dinwiddie with it, now defended by Adams, and the dunk by Jordan.
Oh, such a beautiful pass to set that one up.
Yeah, the pass might have been pretty, but the finish was angry.
Well, you need both to make it special, and they pulled it off just right.
And guys, what we saw here tonight is one side having everything going for them. Huge margin of victory for the Thunder.
And one area that stands out that we've seen tonight from them, their aggressiveness in getting steals, something I know that you really value yourself.
I think it sparked their offense. It deflates the opposition. And when you have the type of effort we saw tonight, it's pretty hard to overcome that defensive pressure down the stretch.
And I think a great job in positioning themselves for the W here. It's win number 21 on the season.
And with the win approaching, they'll take the first game here of 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone.
It sure is. It's just a 2-gamer since they're in opposite conferences, and you can bet they'll take the same approach right into game 2 that they had tonight.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Dennis Schroeder.
He was everywhere defensively, offensively. The effort we saw from him tonight, I think, was the difference.
There's the triple. DeAndre Jordan grabs the miss. And here are the Nets. Shot and game clock separated by 5. Inside. And DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
Well, I'll tell you what, his vertical is awesome, off the charts. A short center who still makes his presence felt.
Time called here. The Thunder decide to talk it over.
Ladies and gentlemen, dance team.
They're leading by 13. 20 seconds left in the fourth quarter. now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, Dennis Schroeder.
And Kevin, it's a no-brainer. He's controlled every aspect of this game, and it's just so fun to see a player perform at a level that's just higher than anyone else out on the floor.
Without his heroics here tonight, this could have been a second straight loss for them. But he was sensational, and instead of a losing streak, he may have them headed in the opposite direction now. 20 seconds left to play in the final quarter. The Thunder with another miss. To the wing on the left. Here's Pinson. Here's Claxton. Another shot, and it's good on the layup.
Yeah, coach's pet peeve there. No box out.
Those are free points you're giving away. You got to work harder on the glass.
So no problem for Oklahoma City as they get the win. This was a very strong showing for him, Greg. Not necessarily a runaway win, but one they'll feel very good about.
And let's face it, anytime you can go on the road and win in the fashion they did, you have to feel good about it. Really an outstanding effort all the way around.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much. Danilo, transition, big for your team. I assume that was a big focus tonight.
Yes, we want to run, and that's what we have to do every time. So that's what we did, and we played a great game.
Gallo, thanks very much. Congrats again. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. We'll see you next time.